everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Hecht Creative. Today we're going over Mephiles the Dark from Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, as well as ranking the modern Sonic the Hedgehog villains from Jakks Pacific. Before we begin, make sure to hit that like button and smash that subscribe button. Now let's get to it. Here is Mephiles the Dark. This is a really divisive figure, at least character-wise, at least game-wise, but this figure looks to be one of the best in the entire line. We have Mephiles on the bottom, Shadow the Hedgehog, Jakks Pacific over here, accessory included, he's articulated, everybody, and Sonic's up there. Mephiles looks amazing. On the back, Mephiles is the darker half of the fire deity Solaris and an enemy to humanity's future. 11 points of articulation with a really cool articulation. The rest of the waves over here, all the legalese is down here. Now let's check out Mephiles the Dark. Opening the box is pretty easy. Just pull this open a little bit and then work your way around. It's going to be kind of tough to really get your finger underneath there, but you can manage. Pull it all apart and get your prize from within. It's kind of tricky sometimes to get it through, but once you get it out of the plastic, move all the things we need to keep aside, move the things we don't need it all aside, and we have... Mephiles probably has one of the best head sculpts in the entire line. I really love how this looks. The crackling, craggy, crunchy, rocky texture is amazing. Beautiful all throughout. It's all sculpted in. It's not painted. It is just excellent. It even goes into his eyes. It's just really scary. The eyes are painted very well as well, and he has no facial features otherwise. Really lets you sink in on these eyes. The little white brushing is really nice around the tips of everything. It's so well done and just amazing. Wow, I cannot get enough of this. It is basically perfection. You get to swivel over here all the way around, which makes it even creepier, a little bit up and down, side to side. This is so freaky. The body sculpt is really nice too. I love all the crackly cracks as well over here. It has a little bit less paint on the body, but that's because all the paint is going to the hands. This is insane. Oh my gosh, wow. Look at all this. It's just nuts. It's really well done. Super cool. It's just excellent. The articulation is really nice too as well. You can go up this far and down, sort of all the way around if you wanted to. You just swivel over here and some nice pivoting around for the wrist. It's just excellent. Nothing for the body articulation wise as well. And the back has those spikes that are really cool as well as his tail. This is just phenomenal. A really incredibly well done body for this figure. This is the outlier though. It's not craggly and cracky, which makes it even creepier as well. And finally, Mephiles' feet and legs are a maelstrom and a whirlwind, really nicely done. I love how that looks over here with this leg. It's super great with the white dry brushing. It's so nice. All the crackly crags are really great too, and even have some energy coming out of them as far as his feet goes, which is really neat. You do get articulation going up and then back, as well as a swivel up here, and then a single knee joint going up this far and down. You do get a swivel over here as well for this leg, and a little bit of pivoting left and right, up and down also, and two pegos at the bottom of the feet with all the little stuff down here, as well as some more cracks and crags too. This is an excellent figure, probably one of the best in the entire line as far as Jakks Pacific and Sonic the Hedgehog, mark my words. The only accessory he comes with is this base that is really neat. I wish they made this for multiple characters in multiple colors. You could use this for everyone. Super Sonic, Super Shadow, Super Silver, Super Amy, Tails, Knuckles. Yeah, it's just really nicely done for this. It's just great. It's all translucent, really great. It's like a big splash or crystals or something like that. It's just really nice, but let's see it in action. There really isn't any rhyme or reason to get Mephiles on this thing. You just place him and then hope for the best. It doesn't really work as well as I thought it would. It's kind of iffy, I would think. I'm not sure if I have it backwards or anything. No, I definitely had it, forwards. So yeah, it's kind of the weak point of this, honestly, in a weird way. Give me some kind of wider stance. Give me some kind of better thing than his feet just planted on the ground like this. You can give him kind of like a behold my power kind of pose. But yeah, other than that, it's not really that much. It's good for a shelf though, very low space. Here's Mephiles next to Modern Sonic and Modern Shadow, looking really great. Here's Mephiles next to Knuckles and Tails. I do think Knuckles is a little bit big though. Here's Mephiles next to Rouge and Eggman, and they look nice together. I think Rouge is a little bit tall though, and Eggman is way too short. And he does not look like this in Sonic 06, trust me. And here's Mephiles on his purple power accessory next to Chaos and Infinite, and they look really nice together, especially with the added height from the power accessory. And as far as actual height goes, Mephiles himself stands at about 3.5, 3.75 inches tall, while his power base stands at about 1.5 inches tall and around 2.5 inches wide or so. But is Mephiles truly the best modern Sonic the Hedgehog Jakks Pacific villain? Stay tuned for my ranking right after this. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. And in last place for the modern Sonic the Hedgehog villains, we have Infinite. He is a really cool looking character. I like him a lot. However, he has a lot of balance issues and doesn't really stand up that well, which is a shame. You have to really lean him forward to get him standing up. He looks very cool. The articulation's kind of limited in some ways because of how you can pose him. I do like how he looks, but alas, he is last in the villains pool. And honestly, I haven't played Forces. I don't know much about him. And an update from that top 10 video, I did find my Phantom Ruby, of course, after getting a spare Infinite. So yeah, that's kind of a shame. In 6th place is the modern Dr. Eggman. Yes, I like the character a lot, but this figure leaves a lot to be desired. You can't fully put his arms down. He does have these movable joints in his arms, but you really line them up with this to kind of work as a cohesive unit, and it just doesn't really work as well as I thought it would. It's kind of weird, takes up a lot of space on my shelf. It's kind of wonky. Yeah, he's cool, but he definitely needs an Eggmobile or something to flesh him out. In 5th place is Metal Sonic, if only because you can move him basically in one pose. That's kind of a shame. Also lumping this in with the Jakks Gold Metal Sonic. Yeah, they're just two peas in a pod, but I find them to be not as great as I thought they were. I love Metal Sonic so much, but that's mostly Mecha Sonic 2.0 from Sonic 3 and Knuckles. So yes, these are kind of low on the list as characters, but as figures, they are justified. In 4th place is Shadow the Hedgehog. I cannot deny that he looks really cool. I love this figure a lot. I'm excited to see him in Sonic X Shadow Generations. Oh, I'm so pumped. But I do find him to be just an alright figure. He's very top heavy. He does fall a lot. It's hard to keep him standing and in a good pose despite his head. I do love the character. I can't wait to see him later on this year in multiple projects such as the movie. Jim Carrey's returning. Let's get hyped for Shadow. In the number 3 spot is Chaos himself, itself, herself, themselves. I'm not sure what Chaos is exactly, other than an awesome action figure. I really love how this looks. Articulation's really nice. Single jointed elbows and knees, which is a rarity, as well as wrist articulation, which is awesome too. Really well done for this figure. Super cool. The brain is in there too. It's kind of transparent. This is a very nice figure. One of my favorites in the entire line. I actually remember this from my childhood. Chaos was really cool. More of a rival than an actual villain, Jet definitely deserves his spot in this lineup because he's such an awesome figure. I really love everything about him. The sculpt, the paint, the articulation, the accessory is just wonderful here. Really nicely done for this character. The goggles are great. The boots are phenomenal. I love the boots. I really love how the gloves match the boots too. And the mohawk, faux hawk, whatever you want to call it, is great. I love how the yellow and green ties into his board. It's so well done, and Jet is an amazing figure, villain or not. And tying back into the point of this review, Mephiles the Dark is a phenomenal figure. Beautifully done, excellent paint, sculpt, articulation. The accessory is wonderful. My only nitpick is that you can't move his legs out or anything, but this is a really nice way to come full circle. One of the best figures in the entire line, I would think. Definitely a top 3 for me. Mephiles is awesome and basically perfect, even though the game he came from wasn't. Overall, black-hearted evil. I feel like I've exhausted everything to say about Mephiles, but he is just an amazing figure through and through. The articulation is great, the accessory is really nice, but the paint and sculpt is where it really shines. Most every inch of this figure is covered in cracks, craggles, and crevices that really catch the eye. This guy can give Ben Grimm a run for his money. The paint is excellent too. I love the white highlights everywhere, and the lack of features on his face are wonderful. And as for the villains, I'm really glad to have built a great rogues gallery for modern Sonic. I can only hope that as Jakks Pacific makes these figures, they improve them as they go and include more articulation with each re-release. While I am happy with these figures, I do think a lot of them can use an update. If you're a fan of Sonic the Hedgehog, you probably have all these figures already. But if not, I would definitely, unequivocally, and wholly recommend Mephiles. But make no mistake, why mess with perfection? So which modern Sonic the Hedgehog villain is your favorite? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com for more reviews like this one. Thank you so much for watching, and keep being creative. Stay tuned.